Hey, it's Joanne Musa, and this is Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live. And what questions do you have for me today? This is where I get to answer your questions about investing in tax liens and tax deeds. So let me know, what questions do you have? So when you come on, let me know you're here. Say hello, let me know what state you're in and how I can help you with your investing in tax liens or tax deeds. So what question do you have for me? And of course, you want to let me know what state you're investing in, because tax lien and tax deed investing are different in every state. Every state is entirely different. They have different rules and regulations, different bidding procedures, different redemption periods for liens and redeemable deeds. So yeah, let me know. Now, at 9:30 in the morning on the other days of the week except for Friday, so Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9:30 in the morning, I do a tax lien investing tip every morning. So I do a 10 to 20 minute training each morning on some aspect of tax lien investing. So let me know what you would like to see me train on in the morning. And then, and that's 9:30 in the morning Eastern time, which is 6:30 a.m. for you West Coast people. So yeah, so that way people that are on the Pacific time zone can watch before they go to work. Okay. So what is going on now? Where is everybody today at 2 o'clock? I have more people on here at 9:30 in the morning than I do at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, so the other thing that I want to let you guys know about is, if you are interested in coaching with me, my coaching prices are going up. They've been really, really low, and I'm adding value to my coaching. Hi, Diva. Good to see you on here. Let me know what question you have for me today, and remind me what state you're in, okay? And I was just saying that my coaching prices are going up. They're actually going to double, because I am adding value to my coaching. I'm adding another coaching session in each month for my coaching clients. And my prices, enrollment in my coaching has been very low compared to what other people are asking. Actually, I had profit planning sessions today with people that were asked to pay anywhere between $20,000, $30,000, even $40,000 for a year of coaching. And I deliver a lot more than that for right now, for less than $5,000 for an entire year. But that is going up to almost $10,000 for the year, which is still quite a bit less than what other people in my space are charging. So, if you're interested in the coaching, you could go to getprofitabletextliens.com and find out more about it. If you'd like to talk to me, if you're not sure if coaching is right for you or not, and you'd like to talk to me, then fill out the form at taxlienlady.com/mentoring-application and schedule a 30-minute call with me. And we'll see if coaching is right for you or not. Okay, Diva's in New York, and she's saying, is it always a matter of bidding for liens at sales? What do you mean by that, Diva? Please specify, because I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that question. So can you be a little more specific? And Nicole, when you come on, could you put in the chat the link for the mentoring application and the link for coaching? Okay. And Dava, if you could be a little more specific about your question, because I'm not sure what you're asking. Is it always a matter of bidding for liens at sales? Okay, with OTC, you buy without bidding. With deeds, it's usually bidding at sales. Okay, I'm glad you brought up OTC. I don't do OTC. I don't recommend OTC. I don't think it is a good strategy because bidding is competitive, right? But it's so competitive that there's usually nothing good left over. Okay, you're asking if you have to bid for liens. Yeah, either online or live. Those are the way I get liens, but not always. Let me qualify that. I also like secondary liens. You can buy secondary liens. Secondary liens are not county held liens. They are liens that another investor bought and is selling to another investor. So for instance, I just sold a lien that was in foreclosure to another investor. It was already in foreclosure. It was being foreclosed on. They approached my foreclosure attorney and wanted to buy it. And I got to ask a little more than what it would redeem for. I got to pretty much name my price, right? And we negotiated a price, and it was more than it would have redeemed for. And I wanted more than it would have redeemed for because the attorney fees, I wouldn't get all the attorney fees back if it redeemed, and that would have eaten up some of my profit. So I wanted to get even more than it would redeem for, and I did get that. So you could buy from other investors who want to sell. Now, why would another investor want to sell a lien? Because some investors only want the return on their money. They don't want to have to own property, and they don't want to put the money out to foreclose. So sometimes before I even foreclose, I'll see if I could sell a lien. Matter of fact, I have another one right now that is ready to start foreclosure on. And is it ready yet? It might not be ready quite yet, but it will be ready this year. And I would be willing to sell it because there is a subsequent lien that I would have to pay to do the foreclosure. So then the buyer would just pay the subsequent lien and start the foreclosure. Yeah, so it's not just bidding at the sale. You don't have to bid at the sale, although that is the best way to get liens. Because if I do sell that lien to another investor, I'm going to want more. I'm going to want more than it will redeem for, or at least the redemption value, right? When you're buying a lien from another investor, you want to get a discount. You could pay the redemption value, but I wouldn't pay any more than that. But here's the thing, if you pay the redemption value and tomorrow it redeems, you're not going to make any money. So if I'm buying a lien from another investor, I usually want to buy it at a discount of what it would redeem for. But if I'm selling a lien to another investor, especially if it's in foreclosure, ready to foreclose, excuse me, if it's ready to foreclose, I'm going to ask for a little more than it would redeem for. I am going to ask for a premium. Okay, but the typical way to get liens or deeds, the way that I find is the best strategy for new investors is to go to the tax sale and bid at the tax sale or bid online at the tax sale. Okay, and I see people are jumping in and out. It looks like I don't know. I know sometimes Nicole gets in and then she gets shut out. So I don't know if she's here. So I'm going to put the links in that I mentioned. Remember, I told you that the coaching price will be increasing. Excuse me a minute, guys. I had to sneeze and I wanted to get a tissue. Okay, so let me just move this a little. There we go. So the coaching price will be increasing the 25th of September. So if you're interested in coaching, get in now. I will put in that because, and I'll tell you why now is a really good time to get into coaching, because I'm increasing the value right now and the price doesn't increase for another couple of weeks. So we're going to have 3 coaching sessions this month instead of 2. We already had 1, but we're going to have 2 more instead of 1 more this month. So, and you want to get in before the price goes up. So I'm putting in the link now for actually, let me put in an easy one for you. Get profitable taxliens.com. All right, that's where you can find out more about the coaching. And then I'm going to put in another link for you that if you're not sure if coaching is right for you, you want to talk to me first, you could schedule a time to talk to me. It looks like I have to do that again. I didn't like it. So I'm typing it in again. Get profitable tax liens.com. Get profitable tax liens. Make sure I got it in there. Looks like, oh, it's word tax. Thought I was missing something. Get profitable tax liens.com. All right. So, and then if you're not sure if that's right for me or you or not, and it looks like there's something going on with the internet today. It's taking a little long for that to get posted, but it did get posted. And I'm going to put another one in there for you for the mentoring application. So if you're not sure if coaching is something that's right for you or not, after you look at the page that I just gave you the link to, and you want to talk to me first, you could fill in the form at taxlienlady.com/mentoring-application. And then you'll get a link to schedule a 30-minute call with me. All right, so it looks like that went in the comments. Nope, there was an error with that one too. So I have to do that one again. Oh my goodness. Don't you just love technology? All right, so putting this in again. Mentoring-application. We'll see if that works. Okay, and it looks like, I don't know if people got kicked out or what, because people were on and now all of a sudden there's 0 people watching. Well, you guys will be watching the replay, I'm sure. So if nobody has any questions to ask me, I am going to end this call early. Remember, we're doing this every Tuesday now. So I'll see you next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Bring your questions, any questions you have about investing in tax liens or tax deeds, and I will answer them here live for you on Facebook. And if you'd like to, get some extra tips on your tax lien investing, then be here at 9:30 in the morning tomorrow and Thursday. I will give you a new tax lien investing tip at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, 6:30 a.m. for you guys on the Pacific Coast. So I look forward to seeing you then. And Diva, if you're back again, tell me if I answered your question and you were able to be here for the answer. If you were not, then just watch the replay, because I noticed it looks like some people got kicked off. Yeah, and it looks, and I did put into the comments both of those links Oh, you're welcome, Diva. You're welcome. Okay. Do you have any more questions for me? Because I don't think we have anybody else on right now. So for me to stay on here and answer questions, I need some questions to answer. So who's got a question for me? I'm just thinking to see if there's, other announcements. Yes, tomorrow is a wealth building webinar. I will be updating the online tax deed sale workshop tomorrow in our wealth building webinar. And so let me put the link in there if you want to sign up. You do have, it is free to come live to this webinar, but you do have to register. Okay, and that is at taxlienlady.com/live-free-webinar registration. So let's see if this makes it into the comments. Yeah, it looks like it got posted in the comments. So go ahead and register for that webinar. It's free to come to the live webinar. If you want the replay of the webinar, you have to be a member of Wealth Building Webinars. It's only $49 a month, and you get access to all the replays of all the webinars that we've done for the last couple of years. And there's some great webinars on there, guys. There is a couple of webinars about infinite banking. There are webinars of different wealth building strategies. So definitely worth it. All right, so Diva is asking, what's the simplest state website to start with? How do you pay for deeds online? Okay, so Diva, you're looking for deeds and you're in New York. I will tell you, it is nysauctions.com. NYS for New York State, auctions.com. Okay, and Diva's also asking, you always look up the owner on assessor's website before buying the lien? Not on the assessor's website, not before buying a lien. I don't do a title search before buying a lien, but I do before buying a deed. And what you would do is look up the owner's name in the public records, not on the assessor's site. And I don't really use the assessor site that much because I use tax sale finders, and I give my coaching clients access to tax sale finders, and that gives the property reports. And in the property reports, it gives you all the assessment information. So I don't really go to the assessor's website too much. And you mean liens? No, I don't do that for liens. Yes, NYS auctions, not auction, auctions with a plural. It's plural. And that's where you'll find the New York auctions, but they are deed sales, not lien sales. Yeah, and you would search the public records, the owner's name. But I only do that for deeds, not for liens. Yes, nysauctions.com. And you would pay for liens. Okay, so your question was, how do you pay for liens online? Usually wire transfer. No, not wire transfer. Yeah, well, here's the thing. If they need a deposit, they usually do an ACH debit. And it depends on the state. It really depends on the state. But a lot of times they will just go in. If you do the ACH debit, they'll just go into your bank account and take your money. So you have to have it there. Or you'll have to do a wire transfer. It depends. Yeah, and you could buy liens in your own name. That's fine. That's what I would do. Before you buy a deed, you want to set up a SDIRA. If I'm buying a deed, you don't have to set up an SDIRA. I would buy it in a trust. Wire transfer same day. Yeah, and you have to check, Diva, because that really depends on where you're investing. They're going to have their own process for how they want you to pay. And that's one of the things that you figure out when you're getting ready to go to the sale. That's one of the things that I coach my clients on. Yeah, so it depends. It's not the same for every sale, how you pay. It's however they want you to pay. Some will even take credit cards. But they will charge you for that. You'll pay an extra 2.5 or 3.5% to use your credit card for the counties that do allow credit cards. And those are mostly deed sales, not too many lien sales. Lien sales, they pretty much want to take the money right out of your account, or they want a bank check. Some you might even have to send them the check in. But most of the online sales, it is a transfer, some kind of transfer. An LLC in a trust, no, I would just here's the thing. Lately, I invest in my own name or in the name of an LLC. When I invest for the fund, we're investing in the name of an LLC. I don't invest for me personally anymore, but when I did, it was in my own name because in some states, it's just easier to do that, okay, for liens. For deeds, I have used a trust, but I haven't in the last few years used a trust, but you could just invest in the trust. You don't need an LLC. If you have a trust set up, you could just invest in the trust name. You would have to have a bank account for the trust as well. But I will tell you, if you're doing this in other states than the state that you're in, sometimes it's easier to do it in your own name when you're doing liens. Because the state that you're going to, like for instance, Indiana, if you go to Indiana now and you want to register for those tax lien sales in Indiana and you're from New York, and let's say you have a New York LLC, or maybe you have, maybe you do something crazy and you set up a Nevada LLC, or a Washington LLC. What happens is they want you to register that LLC to do business in Indiana, and then they want to make sure that you don't owe any taxes, that your LLC doesn't owe any taxes, and it has to be certified that it doesn't owe any taxes in that county. So it makes it a little bit tougher. And that doesn't matter for whether it's a revocable or irrevocable trust or what kind of trust. Some people use a trust for real estate. So it would be the type of trust that you would use for real estate. And this is only for deeds, by the way. And I have bought deeds in my husband's name. I don't let that stop me. I don't let not having an entity set up. And I've also bought in the name of an LLC, in a trust, and in a limited partnership too. I've bought in all those entities. The trust that I bought in was, I I think it was the irrevocable trust. I don't remember, but you don't need an irrevocable trust. It doesn't matter. But you just put that one property in that trust or whatever. I mean, if you're going to a sale and you're buying the properties in that trust, you don't put anything else in that trust, just the properties that you're buying in that sale. Oh yeah, I'm coming in and out, so you're going to listen to the replay. And it's not me that's going in and out, I don't think, because I think it's you. I think it's your internet that's going in and out. Because my video is not freezing up on me. And I don't. We have somebody else on now. Are you having that problem? Who else is on? Is that you, Nicole, or is that somebody else? And am I going in and out for you like it is for Diva? But yes, you could watch the recording. It'll be on here as soon as we're done. And if you just came on, I did have some announcements earlier and I put some links in the comments for you. So make sure you watch the replay. Okay, David says, I have a New York LLC that I'm going to close. Why? Why are you going to close it? So if you own a house and put it in a trust, then you don't put real estate that you invest in the same trust. I haven't really used trusts, but the investors that I know that use them do like a different trust for each property that they invest in. And they do that for asset protection. So if somebody gets hurt in one property, they can't come after all their properties. That's why they do that. But I myself have not used it. So that is not my expertise. Asset protection, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA. So asset protection is not my expertise. So you would want to talk to maybe an attorney about that. Oh, so you never used it and you didn't do the required publication. And you might move, huh? So what state are you going to be investing in then? Dava, what state are you investing in? Is it New York or another? Is it deeds in New York or is it in another state? Not sure. All right, here's the thing. Find out where you're going to invest before you set up an entity so that you don't set up an entity in one state and then have to register it to do business in the other state. And sometimes you don't need to set up an entity at all. Like if you're going to invest in Indiana, it's better to do in your own name or Illinois. Some states require that you register your entity in their state. Now, unless you're doing this for a business, like if you're doing this for a business like the fund that I manage, we are a business, we are an entity, so we do have to, if we were going to go to a state like Indiana, we would have to register our entity to invest there. We'd have to do it. But if you're an individual and you don't have to do that, why bother? Okay, not quite investing yet. Why not? What's holding you back? I want to start with liens without an entity. Yeah, sure. Do it in your own name. So what's holding you back? Why aren't you starting yet? How can I help you with that? What's holding you back? A lot on your plate. Yeah, I hear you. That's why I use tools that make it easy, right? I give my coaching clients access to tools that make it easy because I don't have time to do all this research. So I have tools that let me find out what tax sales are coming out, what tax sales are going on, where I can register for the sale. I get to actually look at the properties in the sale. I can filter the list. It makes it really easy, a lot easier than it used to be for me, let me tell you. Oh, and eyesight issues too. I can't help you with that. And some fear. Where's the fear coming from? What are you afraid of? If you're risk adverse and you're afraid of losing money, this is not for you. I'll tell you that right now. If you are risk adverse, this is not for you. Is there less risk than the stock market? Yeah, a lot less. But nothing has no risk at all. No investment has no risk at all. Even putting your money in the bank it doesn't have no risk at all. Do you think if something really bad happens to the economy, that the federal government, the FDIC, is going to have enough money to cover everybody? If you believe that, I've got some desert in Arizona I can sell you. No investment comes with absolutely no risk. You have to have faith in yourself, right? Faith in yourself. And if you just keep learning, and you get paralysis of analysis, then you'll keep spinning your wheels and you'll never do anything. You have to actually take action. So just get enough knowledge under your belt that you're confident that you could take action and take action. And that's where I help people with coaching. I give them the confidence to take action and give them the knowledge. And they learn this skill. That's something that you learn. And how do you learn it? You learn by doing. By taking action. I made mistakes when I started out. Yeah, I lost some money, but it was a little bit of money. And I learned. And the more I did it, the more I learned. Now, if you don't want to lose any money, then hire a coach. And then you get the benefit of their learning curve. That's why people hire me. They get the benefit of my learning curve. But if you don't take action and do something, you're not going to get anywhere. All right, so you plan on taking baby steps? Well, you have to take a step. You have to take a step. And the first step, Diva, is deciding where you're going to invest. And if you need help with that, then that's the first thing I do with my coaching clients. Help them decide where to invest. I decide for them based on what I know about them. I help them get the strategy that will work best for them. That's the first thing I do when I meet with a coaching client for the first time. Now, the first time I meet with my coaching clients, we do a private one-on-one session, and I get their strategy for them by asking them what it is they want, how much money they have to invest, where they live, what their goals are. So that's how that's how I help them with their strategy. And then I'm going to show them how to navigate the tools that I use so they know how to find out what tax sales are coming up around the country. And then we could pick a tax sale. And then I show them how to get the results of past tax sales so they know exactly how much money they need. And they know if that sale is even worth it for them to go to or not. Okay. Now, other experts in my space charge between, it used to be 20 to 30,000, but now it's like, now I've heard somebody even tell me, well, today somebody said 40,000 is what he went to a weekend thing and they wanted $40,000. But I have heard as much as $65,000 is what people are charging for coaching. I don't charge near that. And my prices are going up in 2 weeks and it still won't be near that. It'll still be under $10,000 for an entire year of coaching with me. Now, after that initial one-on-one session, what I do is small group coaching sessions. I was doing 2 a month and I'm increasing that to 3 a month. And small group so that you get to learn by other people's question. It's still one-on-one coaching because I'm going to answer your questions specifically and I'm going to show you the answer on the screen and you're going to get the recording of the coaching session. All right, but I'm also going to do that for the other people that are in the coaching, right? And so you get the benefit of the questions they ask and the answers that I give to their questions. And everybody's working in a different area of the country on a different sale. So, it's very interesting. I learn by doing this because I have coaching clients sometimes that are in states that I haven't really invested in before. I've done the research, I know what happens in that state, but I haven't actually gone to the sales, so I get to learn something. So I really love what I do. And I am the coach. I don't have a bunch of coaches. It's just me. I keep it small. By the way, if you are interested in coaching, I am only adding 3 coaching clients because I keep these groups small. So I'm only adding 3 coaching clients this month. And you'll want to get in before the price increase on September 25th. And I put in the link in the comments to find out more about the coaching. Okay. All right, who else is here besides Diva? Is that you, Nicole? Or is somebody else here? What other state do we have represented today? Diva is in New York. And by the way, Diva, I think I've said this before, and maybe you remember, that even though most of New York does tax deeds, most of the counties do tax deeds, the villages on Long Island in Suffolk and Nassau, well, Nassau County is the only county that has a big tax lien sale every year. But it's very competitive. I'm not crazy about that sale. However, the villages in Nassau County and in Suffolk County can have their own tax sales and they can sell liens. And I've had clients go in there and buy liens at those sales and get them at really good rates. So, just let you know, check out the cities and the villages, not in the 5 boroughs. The 5 boroughs only sell to big fund companies. They don't sell to individual investors. Okay. Oh, Tamiko. Hi, Tamiko. You're in New York too. Okay. So hopefully you benefited by what I just said about New York. All right. Any questions for me before we end this Facebook Live? And you guys can join me tomorrow and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Yes, the villages have their sales in person, and cities too. The ones that do have lien sales, they will be in person. Just like, well, the deed sales that are online, they are also in person. And you're really better off if you can go in person. Because if you're bidding online, your bid is going to be read in the live sale. Okay, so you're better off being there live, because then you could bid against the people that are bidding online, right? There is a benefit to that. All right, guys, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. If it wasn't for you, Diva and Tamika, I wouldn't have had a Facebook Live today because I would have got no questions, right? So I'll see you next Tuesday at 2 p.m. And I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. See you around. Bye.